Imagine, it's one of the most celebrated holidays in the world. If you're a Christian, you're marking the birth of baby Jesus, as people have been preparing for weeks by putting up sparkly decorations and trees that make any room smell of fresh pine and holiday cheer. If you happen to be a kid, you're celebrating the day of getting the most toys. So there I am this Christmas in my little flowered nightgown. I wake up excited about all the toys I'm going to receive. My mom hands me my gifts with my name on them, one by one. I shake them to see if I could guess what was inside, and then feverishly rip off the wrapping paper, smiling more and more with each new toy I get. On this Christmas evening, my second cousin Freddie paid me a visit, bringing good tidings and even more gifts. He hands me his gift. He's just as excited as me. I open up his gift, and I did what every good kid does when they get a gift from their second cousin. I started crying and screaming out of control, panicking and scared, and no one knew why. It was the game. And right on the front of the box, it read, "Make him better or get the buzzer." You know, the game where you try to pick out all the body parts from the person, trying not to hit the sides, or you get that obnoxiously loud buzzer. It was the game Operation. And while at 5 years old, I had no idea how to play the game, I knew the word operation very well. And it wasn't good. Born with only one kidney and diagnosed with heart disease at 3 weeks old, my life began with operations. By 4, I had received an implanted pacemaker, and my courtship with anxiety would begin. Every trip to the doctor's office when I was a kid was traumatic because I never knew what was going to come out of it. I was constantly being poked and prodded by a few familiar faces and a new medical student or two. You know, even doing this talk today about anxiety, it gives me anxiety. I'm anxious about being anxious. I've had so much uncertainty due to my medical problems that whenever uncertainty presents itself, I go into anxiety mode. Now, I'm not sure how anxious is anxious enough to be considered anxious, but I've reached a 15 on a 10-point scale many times. And when my anxiety is at its highest, I can spend all day thinking about, what if this will happen? What if that will happen? Did I do this right? Did I do this wrong? If left alone, I can become paralyzed in anxiety by a single thought. Anxiety disorders are the most common mental illness in the United States, affecting 40 million adults over the age of 18 each year. Generalized anxiety disorder affects 7 million adults, while only 43% of those are receiving treatment. And women are twice as likely to be affected as men. As for me, ages 4 to 10, they were steady. They were filled with doctor's appointments and hundreds of visits to visit the University of Virginia Hospital to see my favorite pediatric cardiologist, Dr. Paul Mathern. And then it happened. At age 10, I had a seizure and I was unconscious for 2 days, and I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. So this courtship you can say I had going on with anxiety, well, we'd advanced to second base. Every CT scan, every doctor's visit, every appointment came with the uncertainty of another diagnosis. And at 41, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and at 42, I had a blood clot. I'm pretty sure my hospital robe doubles as a superhero cape most days. And I see my fingernails as an overrated accessory because I bite them off regularly. I try to only bite one nail, but the more anxious I get, the more nails I bite. I don't bite them till they bleed anymore, and I try to paint them so I won't bite them. My anxiety has gotten worse over the years, but I continue to seek coping mechanisms like exercising, painting, and running to help me deal. I remember doing my first half marathon and being anxious about that too. People call me a leader, a survivor, a warrior, and my anxiety is often pushed to the side and disregarded. You've got this. You can do it. You're a survivor. And the ever so popular, you're so strong. Living within the walls of anxiety can often build more anxiety. Think about the leaders and the strong people you know. It could be a friend, a parent, a teammate, a corporate leader here at Johnson & Johnson. What do leaders do when they aren't okay? Are leaders allowed to take a break from being so strong? I live in Chicago, so everyone watched the docuseries The Last Dance with Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. During the 1997-98 basketball season, one player needed a break. Dennis Rodman. He simply tells a championship team and a championship coach that he needs a break. He said he'd be back in like 48 hours and ended up partying like a rock star in Vegas. And Michael Jordan actually had to go get him. But when he got back, he helped take the team to a championship that year. What happens if the strong person, the leader in your life, is supported? It worked for Rodman. What happens if our leaders, the strong people, always felt emotionally and mentally supported? If the leader you look up to is supported, would they be more inclined to keep it going and help others even more? What if that strong person wasn't supported? What if Dennis Rodman didn't get his break? Would he be as happy of a player? Would he want to come back and help his team win? Would it make him more or less strong? Who checks on our leaders? Leaders are influencers. They thrive off accountability. They check on everyone else. When was the last time you asked that person, are you okay? And if you are that person, would you be honest? As leaders, we need to be involved not only in the mental health of others, but also in our own mental health. Can we expect our leaders to just keep going even if we don't ask them, are you okay? I want you to ask that strong person, that leader in your life, genuinely, are you okay? I want you to pick up the phone and give that leader in your life, that strong person, a call without wanting something in return. And if you are that strong person, that leader, I want you to be open and honest to when support is needed. I'm thankful. I've made it through the tough times. I'm cancer-free. My brain tumor is still there, but not growing, and I continue to maintain a heart-healthy lifestyle as a boot camp instructor and personal trainer. I'm happy that I'm a leader to so many. You know, there's a quote that means a lot to me. You never know how strong you are until it's the only choice you have. Leaders are athletes of life. Your strong person, that leader, is running the race of their life at top speed at all times. And just like any endurance athlete, it could be time for a water break. You, our friends, our families, our colleagues, our leaders are walking around with heavy shoulders. Even at 45, I still get anxious about the word operation. The anesthesia resident pulls back the net green curtain and bounces in without a care in the world. How are you feeling today, Miss Lamp? Are you ready to get this over with? Well, I'm here. Do you have any questions about the procedure today? No. Wait. I'm really super anxious. I don't like this. I don't know how many reallys and supers I said, but there I was, nervous chattering to an overly cheerful anesthesia resident with a very colorful fanny pack, who happens to have the same name as my cat. Max. Do you have any pictures of your cat, he asked me? Well, as a matter of fact, I do. He has his own Instagram. Go follow him at Max L. Howard the Cat. Okay, we'll give you something for that anxiety in a sec. The IV goes in. And just like that Christmas morning, I'm waking up. Thank you.